let me guys tell you something that's probably holding you back in life. And when I've realized it, it's helped me a lot as far as making decisions, and it's waiting on permissions. And this permission isn't usually like a person gatekeeping a decision or gatekeeping you from doing something or even yourself. This usually works something like this. I'll give you a few examples. The first example is like, imagine you're at a concert or like a festival and there's music playing and you have a stomach ache or something and you're not really enjoying yourself. Your friends are, but you're not. Why do you not leave? You wait for permission from maybe your friends, which is usually the case sometimes, but sometimes it's yourself too. You tell yourself, I'll go after the next song, or if the DJ makes a good music, a bad song choice, you tell yourself, if someone bumps into me, that'll be my excuse to leave. You have all these permission blockers where you need this cosmic permission to let you go. You need to wait for that next song. They're just mental roadblocks. They're made up. You don't need that permission. You can do as you please. And I use the concert example first because it shows you how rudimentary it is. It's at the root, we are very indecisive and we wait for permission. The next one is like probably something you may feel, and is when you don't like the job you're working. Oftentimes we wait for like catastrophic events. I've worked many jobs in the past where I didn't like it and I waited for this argument with my boss. They didn't approve me on PTO. I need one more check. You come up with these stupid stall reasons on why you should continue living this crappy life that you named. And I think we hold ourselves back because we know there's work to come. When you have to say goodbye to your friends, you know the pity party that's coming. And if you can hardly give yourself permission to go from because of a pity party, imagine your job. You know how uncomfortable it is going to be to know that you need to be hired soon, or else your savings is going to be drained dry. You're on a timer. You don't want to be in these uncomfortable situations, so you rather stay in this crappy situation. And that's how I see it. And the reason why I'm making this particular video is I made a realization, and I made a couple videos in the past few days about it. And I've realized that I've just been waiting on permission to live my life. I think that I was trying to maximize every aspect of my life, and that just doesn't make sense, and it doesn't work. You can't optimize for your 20s and 30s at the same time because you live different lives. So when I'm 24 and I'm trying to optimize for my 30s and 40s, and I hear a lot of advice on the internet like, hey man, you got to grind for 10 years, you got to suffer for few so you can live a long, much better life. And that's a great way of looking at life, but I don't think it's for me. I think the life that I want to live has to be consistent for all the years that I live. I don't want to just have like miserable 10-year sprees in my life and then just all of a sudden live better. I don't think that can even happen. How can I continue to pursue a better life if the current life I'm living is not up to par? And I was thinking to myself, what am I waiting on to live a better life? What am I waiting on to take the risk that I was scared to do? And I couldn't answer that question still. And after a while, I'm starting to write this book. I've mentioned this before, but it's about my new identity. I've lost a lot of the things that made me who I am 5, 6 years ago, and I've become a new person. And in this book, I'm thinking more clearly. And one of the thoughts that most influential thoughts is that we're all gonna die. And I'm under the belief that once we pass, there's gonna be nothing. We just the electrons in our brain just stops firing, our blood stops pumping, and we just turn into soil or dirt. I'm under that belief. And when I think like that, it empowers me. It doesn't make me lazy or make me um, a nihilist or anything like that. If anything, I'm more under the absurdism kind of line of philosophy where now I am not bound by anything. And one of the one of the pictures that I saw that really captivated this was it was these two chickens and they were in this coop and they saw this eagle flying alone, and there's a bunch of chickens. There's like 6 of them, and there's this eagle flying above them. And one of the chickens said, "Wow, it must be so lonely to be alone up there. We got company down here." And the second chicken says, "It must be so freeing to be up there." And it's a perspective kind of post, but it made me realize that it really is just my perspective of how you live life. You can either be that lonely bird up in the sky, or you can be that free bird up in the sky. And it's really up to this depiction of yourself. But that's all I got to say today, guys. I don't think you guys should be waiting on these mental permissions. I was waiting on a lot of them. And now that I know that all of this comes to an end, I have no fears. I'm willing to take any risk. I love making these videos. We're almost at 20 subs. I appreciate every single sub, and hopefully we grow faster because I have a lot to share. And I feel like my ideas are not original, but I feel like they're useful to people who haven't thought about them. And I would love for you to add to them. I feel like I'm just this library of ideas, and I always love to add to my collection. But thank you guys again. We're posting a video a day for the next year. That's one of my challenges to myself. Hopefully you guys stay tuned. Thank you.